Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
When did we become, so bitter that we can't accept another man's apology? We make mistakes all the time. And as a grown man, you have to say, I'm sorry every once in a while. And it's okay to say that. And the apology, I think, should be accepted. And in this case, I'm accepting it.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
When you look at this NBA Cup, you have to think about the importance. As a coach, I find a lot of importance. This wasn't a gimmick win. The Knicks earned it the hard way. And it matters in April as Mike Brown continues to build that culture in New York. And now, in my opinion, the Knicks are legit contenders to win the NBA title.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Arvil Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a joke on me, Joe.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting
Who is that?
here, but I have no idea.
Do you even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb if you're going to take a quarterback? Is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. In-game live game day has begun. Boxing Day edition of the program. We hope you've had a great Christmas and holidays so far. We got a football game in overtime right now. New Mexico leading Minnesota 17-14, our first overtime game of the bowl season. And for the record, we got another bowl game coming up right now, the First Responders Bowl. I like Florida International plus the points in this football game. Do I love it? Whatever. These bowl games are all basically toss-ups, but should be a higher scoring, close football game, entertaining football game tonight. FIU won their last 4 games to get here. 7-5 football team, but 8-4 against the spread on the season. UTSA, the Roadrunners, they are an over team. But for the most part, it seems to me we're better off sort of waiting for the in-game, in my opinion, as far as the total is concerned. Like, it's 62.5 right now. You need a really clean ride off the top of the football game. And we're seeing these teams haven't played in like 3 weeks or so some of them are a little bit slow to get going. I mean, hell, look at this New Mexico-Minnesota game. We're 17-14 in overtime right now. New Mexico kicked a field goal. Gophers with the football right now. No NHL hockey, but we got World Junior Championship hockey going on, and we got George Kurtz in the house. What's going on, George? Merry Christmas. How you doing tonight, George?
Merry Christmas to you, Gabriel, along with everybody else out there. And like everybody else, listen, you have kids. What are you doing the day after Christmas? You're putting stuff together. That's what I've been doing here. And unlike Travion Diggs, if you believe that, by the way, I did not drop a TV extension thing on my head and give myself a concussion doing that earlier today. So Merry Christmas to everybody. I said not one of my favorite days of the year, Gabe. Obviously, there's no sports that I'm really, really into here, with the NHL taking another 3-day break here and no NFL games today. And I'm a little surprised there actually wasn't an NFL game today.
Yeah, you know what? They don't do. You've got the bowl games and stuff like that. They don't like to do the Fridays. All right, Minnesota just scored a touchdown. Touchdown Minnesota in this football game. Is that it? Minnesota just won the football game. So, yeah, 2017 final score. Gophers beat the Lobos. But we do have hockey tonight, Kurtz, and you're a hockey guy. There's no NHL hockey, but you got the World Junior Championships, which is a big deal. In Canada, like it's almost like it's like bowl season. It's like a big tradition, and they make a big deal about it, and every game is on TV and all that. In the U.S., in certain parts of the U.S., it's very big, right? It's in St. Paul, right? So the World Championships, though, George, I mean, if you're an NHL fan, all the players that are like playing in this tournament are going to the NHL for the most part. Like the World Junior Championships, they're playing for their nations, but it's essentially, let's call it out for what it is. It's essentially an NHL draft showcase, George.
Yeah, exactly what it is, right? It's not essentially, it's exactly what it is. And the Islanders, I'm an Islander fan. They have 2 number 1 picks this year. Granted, one's Colorado's. That's certainly going to be around the 30 mark there, but I'm certainly more interested in it than I would normally be to see what the Islanders might end up with. We all know the number 1 guy is Gavin McKenna, but then his stock fell a little bit, Gabe, where people are saying maybe he's not the number 1 guy. I think it's a lot of hyperbole. I still expect him to be the first pick taken in the draft in June or whatever it may be, but we'll see if anybody else can step up here.
Yeah, I don't think it is a lock anymore that that McKenna is the number 1 pick. McKenna, of course, he's under a lot of pressure. Let's call it out for what it is. I mean, you're making $2 million. He's he's the highest paid hockey player in NCAA hockey, and he gets brought in. That's a lot of money to pay a kid like for 1 year to play hockey. And like you said, he's not dominating. He hasn't like taken the NCAAs over or anything like that. And I think he's feeling the pressure. He's been good, but right, he hasn't been like a $2 million player. But you're putting a lot of pressure on a kid when you pay him that type of money. But we do have a hockey game, 8:30 Eastern time. They're dropping the puck. USA right now are in action against Germany, and US are rolling right now. They're up 6-3 over the Germans. We have the Czech Republic, Czechia as they're now called, but it's the Czech Republic, etc., playing Canada. And, you know, George, they've actually beaten Canada the last 2 times in this tournament. Canada is, like, aware of this, and they did bring it up. Yeah, like, we can't lose to these guys again. like they're totally aware. I'm not in a hurry to be laying 3.5 goals, though. Canada minus 3.5, minus 115. The total is 7.5. The Czech Republic can play, man. Right? You're not playing against, like, Ghana or something like that. Like, you know, you're playing against a real hockey nation here. So one thing I'll tell you about this, George, from a betting perspective, this tournament, Canada are always, like, severely overpriced. And also, like, basically Canadians and Euros are the only ones really betting this. Right? So they're not dumb. They're going to jack up the odds for Team Canada games. But for the record, Kurtz, I would not lay the 3.5 with the Canadians against the Czech Republic. It's just too many goals to lay in the first game of the tournament.
You know, I don't know as much about it as you, but I'm certainly not laying 3.5 either. I think Team Canada is very good. The Czechs can play. Like I said, as you said, this is not Team China or some team because South Korea, who's not really a hockey nation here. Listen, hockey is Canada's game. We know that. That's why the price is going to be high. Just like in baseball, generally, Team USA is going to be a little overpriced because it's America's game and all that stuff. So it's what it is here. I think Canada still has the best chance to win this tournament, but I don't think the Czechs are going to get blown out by any means.
So big news in college football today. So the Gophers just won. Now we're going to the First Responders Bowl right now in Dallas. Beautiful orange sky right now. So you got UTSA and FIU guys, 7-5 and 6-6. If you remember Josh McCowan, George, his son Owen is the quarterback of UTSA. Good quarterback, but I just think the point spread is too high here, guys. They're like, it's not like UTSA. And in fact, I don't really understand this number, to be honest with you. Like, it's not like, you know, UTSA in these bowl games. Sometimes you'll have sort of a big talent like difference. Right? It's like, yeah, listen, this team just has a lot better players. They have better recruits, and it's just they have a lot more money. And, like, once, you know, you'll get these mismatches. But UTSA aren't some powerhouse guys, right? I mean, yeah, the game is in Texas. All right, so what? So, yeah, the game is in Texas. Florida National can ball, right? And they, like I said, they're on a 4-game win streak coming into this game. And it's not like athletically there's some sort of mismatch. I don't really understand the point spread in this one either. I think it's too high. And like I said, I do think, you know, it's going to be a higher scoring game, but the total, guys, is 62.5. And, you know, if they don't score early and stuff, it's going to drop. So let's just like let it play out on its own. But it should be a fun football game tonight in the First Responders Bowl. So we're going to take Florida International plus the 7 points, and we'll hold off for the total. Like I said, the total 62.5. Big news today in the college football world, the Michigan Wolverines. Listen, Michigan told their players that they will have the coaching situation resolved by the time that they play the bowl game, right? They wanted the announcement before the bowl game. Michigan were in a very tricky spot, George, as their coach got suddenly fired, basically, because he was having an affair and he got arrested for stalking, and it was ugly. Like the Michigan, it's weird because Michigan are a very straight, clean program, or they think they are, and they pretend to be. So the coach got suddenly fired last week, 2 weeks ago, George. Except you got the college football playoffs going on, man, and it's a tricky time to try to hire a coach. But Kyle Whittingham, of course, stepped down as head coach of the Utah Utes, and Michigan wanted somebody that didn't have any skeletons in the closet. They didn't want any drama. And Kyle Whittingham has been around forever, and there's no drama with him. Hell of a coach, Kyle Whittingham. And now Whittingham is going to have a budget and a caliber of player, sort of we were just talking about, like a level of player that he hasn't had before coaching Michigan. So as a Michigan Wolverine fan, all things considering, you know what? I think Michigan did a great job in getting Kyle Whittingham. And for people to think the sky is falling on the program or something like that, Sherrod Moore didn't really know what the hell he was doing, and the guy was literally texting women on Instagram at halftime games and stuff. It was bad. The guy was like a sex fiend.
Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a joke on me, Joe.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Who is that?
Here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that the rule of thumb if you're going to take a quarterback? Is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to NAL, money does buy you talent, but it doesn't buy you chemistry, leadership, and wins. Look at St. John's, Kentucky, how they're battling. You need the right mix of experience, youth, and new blood if you're going to really tackle the transfer portal market in NIL and win consistently.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live continues. I am Gabriel Morency. Merry Christmas. Boxing Day special edition of the program. We were on with you yesterday. No rest for the wicked for us. We're rolling right through. We were on yesterday morning for the football games, and we will be on tomorrow morning for all the bowl games. So big news in college football today, as we mentioned. Kyle Whittingham. It almost seemed too obvious, almost, right? It was like, all right, well, Kyle Whittingham's not the coach of Utah anymore, and like we said, Michigan, we're doing background checks, and we're very concerned. Look, Harbaugh got them, basically on probation and, all kinds of, trouble with the NCAA. And then you get Sharon Moore, who came in, who didn't get in any NCAA trouble, but he basically, like I said, he was out of control. And it was so crazy, guys, their stories. And I don't like all the gossip and I don't care, like the TMZ type stuff. But from a football perspective, it was amazing to see, like the Detroit Free Press actually interviewed a bunch of women and stuff, and they had like receipts. So they had the messages and stuff. And like a woman that he did not know, like at all. Like some like Instagram model, like basically said, yeah, this Coach Moore guy started like, hitting on me online. And then she goes, he's told me he told her I was the coach of the Michigan Wolverines. And she goes, I didn't really believe it. So I looked him up and I was like, oh, wow, he actually is. And she goes, I don't really know a lot about football, but then I realized he had a game in 10 minutes. Like, that's how crazy it was, guys. And then she said, like 10 minutes after the press conference, he started doing it again. There's other women that basically said, I don't know how this guy coached a football team because he was sending me messages during games. Like Sharon Moore would be at the half sending women messages. It's and Michigan went 9-3 still somehow. Let's bring in Paul. Wild story, Paul, but when it's all said and done, Kyle Whittingham, I think it's a pretty solid hire for the Michigan Wolverines.
Has been since Sharon Moore was dismissed for his off the field issues there. And what Michigan obviously needs is stability. And you're bringing in a guy like Kyle Whittingham, coached for over 20 years at the same school.
Stable as a rock.
There in Salt.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, at the same school, the University of Utah. He's 66 years old. He's exactly what they needed. I heard when he resigned or retired or whatever and left Utah, a couple of days later, that, hey, somebody that was close to him said, you hadn't heard the last of him. He'll coach again. And I believed him. I thought, yeah, he probably has the itch. He'll probably coach at some point. I just didn't think it would be this soon, and didn't really attach him to the University of Michigan job until yesterday when some of these rumors started gaining steam. But, man, I tell you, Michigan could have done a lot worse than Kyle Whittingham, and I'm not sure they could have done a whole lot better considering the circumstances.
No, it really is just sort of a perfect fit. So as far as the football games today concerned, Minnesota just knocked off the Lobos in overtime. FIU and UTSA have just kicked off early in the first quarter here, Paul. I took the Panthers plus the points in this game. I don't see like some sort of athletic like mismatch here. I don't really put too much stock in the fact that the game is in Texas. So quite frankly, I just didn't think the point spread should be as high as it was at 7 points. What's your opinion on the football game?
Well, I didn't play the side, but I played the total. Played it almost a week ago, played over 59.5. And if you follow that total, it got bet up pretty high today. I think it maybe closed about 64 at some
62.5.
Yeah, a lot of players out on defense for both sides. UTSA really thin in the secondary, as is FIU. FIU's defense, they gave up a lot of points to Kennesaw State, gave up a lot of points to, there was another opponent that kind of caught my eye. I think UTSA is going to score some points on them, but at the same time, I think FIU, with their quarterback Jenkins healthy and their running back Owens, UTSA's defense wasn't all that great to begin with, and now they're missing a lot of pieces in the portal, opting out and so forth. So I think we're going to see a lot of points tonight.
Well, you know what? Paul, I agree with you. I thought there were going to be points in this football game, but I backed off. I said, it's kind of high. I saw it at 62.5. Maybe it went up right before kickoff, but I saw it at 62.5 about half an hour ago, etc. And I said, I'm going to wait for the in-game, but we got a quick touchdown here, guys. Now, it's under review. It's kind of weird. He dove and the ball popped out, but it's not a fumble. I mean, the ground caused it. So it's either a touchdown or they're going to have the ball like the half-yard line, but looks like FIU are on the board. They've awarded them a touchdown already. So quick start for the Panthers.
Yeah, good deal. That's good for the over, and it's probably good to get some points and have an exciting football game tonight. These bowl games, with the exception of the Cal Hawaii game, have been pretty ho hum. So maybe we can get some exciting football and have a good end to the bowl season.
Yeah, well, we got a full slate of bowl games tomorrow. Pittsburgh, East Carolina, 11 a.m. And then the Pinstripe Bowl. I'm interested in this. You got a blue blood special, Paul. Any interest from a betting perspective in Penn State and Clemson for you?
You know, I tell you, there's so many. I've looked that game over, and I'm going to look it over some more. There's so many players out on both teams. It is a maze trying to figure out, you know, the strength of these football teams and what they're going to put on the field. So I'm not involved yet. I'm involved in some of the other games, and I'm really interested to see, you know, what Penn State and Clemson, which teams are going to show up on both sidelines again, because so many players. Gosh, they've got to have at least 10 players or more out on both sides, probably more than that, probably more than a dozen. So it's a tough handicap for me. Too much guesswork involved on my end.
The only consistent thing, you're right, both teams had a lot of opt-outs and guys are leaving, going to Virginia Tech and this and that, and like all kinds of stuff going on with Penn State. You got a new coach coming in. Clemson had some opt-outs because of guys going to the NFL, etc. But, you know, you got Dabo Sweeney and you do have Cade Klubnik, right? So at least, you know, we got the quarterback and we got the coach. And, you know, one thing with Clemson, they're such a prideful program that these kids will play hard all the way. I actually do like Clemson in this spot. It's down to 2.5 now, guys. Point spread's been 3 for the most part all month or whatever. But it's down to 2.5 right now. Pittsburgh linked 10.5 to East Carolina. That's the early game at 11 a.m. And then you got UConn and Army. We'll hit it. We'll break it down to more on the other side with Paul Stone. Let's rock.
Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a joke on me, Joe.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting
Who is that?
here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb if you're going to take a quarterback? Is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to NAL, money does buy you talent, but it doesn't buy you chemistry, leadership, and wins. Look at St. John's, Kentucky, how they're battling. You need the right mix of experience, youth, and new blood if you're going to really tackle the transfer portal market in NIL and win consistently.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live continues. I am Gabriel Morency. I just quickly see here, Michigan 5-star recruit edge rusher Carter Meadows reacts to the Kyle Whittingham hiring. I'm feeling good. It was a long process. We waited for the outcome, and based off what I know about Coach Whittingham, I'm confident. So people are wondering, all right, what's going to happen with the Michigan players? But, you know, Paul, Michigan is such – the kids stuck together. There was no exodus. right? It wasn't, I'm leaving. No one transferred. They lost a couple of recruits type of deal that committed because of Coach Moore, but locked and loaded. I think it's going to be a fun program next year that have a capable and quality coach. So, Paul, what do you think about tomorrow's slate? You said you got your eye on a couple of these bowl games tomorrow. Which game catches your eye the most?
I'll tell you, Pitt now up to 10.5, even 11 at some stores, but I still like Pitt over East Carolina. And East Carolina just has a lot of they've got a lot of turmoil as far as missing players, with the primary one being their quarterback, Caden Hauser, who threw for about 3,300 yards this season. He has gone in the transfer portal. He won't play. Both coordinators have been hired by other schools. They won't be coaching for East Carolina in the bowl game against Pittsburgh. Pitt will have a few players out. Desmond Reed, they're kind of their jack of all trades, their Swiss Army knife, little running back. He's not going to play. Cal Lewis, their outstanding linebacker, is not going to play. But other than that, they're pretty much intact. Their quarterback, Mason Heitschel, he's only a redshirt freshman. I think Pitt's going to win this game big. So I like Pitt to win, decisively by a couple of touchdowns. And then another game I'm looking at that got bet up to about 9.5, and now it's down to 7.5 at some books, is Army over UConn. And Army now currently I'm seeing 7.5, pretty much consensus it looks like. Army traditionally, like most service academies, not the best favorite to bet on historically, but this UConn team, much like the East Carolina team that I'm fading tomorrow, they've had a lot of changeover. Obviously, their coach, Jim Moore Jr., accepted the Colorado State job, so he won't be on hand. Their quarterback, Joe Fagano, almost 3,450 yards passing this year, 69%, over 8 yards an attempt, and just a remarkable 28 touchdowns to 1 interception ratio. I mean, man, that guy was responsible for a lot of the Huskies' success this year, but he won't be there. So they'll start probably Nick Evers, who started 3 games this season, hadn't played a whole lot of football. The Cadets, they're a tough preparation for any team. And UConn, one thing as good of a year as UConn had, they basically outscored people. Their defense is not that strong and didn't fare well at all defending the run, allowed 190 yards a game rushing this year to rank 113th out of 136 FBS teams. And now they're not just defending the traditional run, they're defending the triple option with all the eye candy, all the motion and misdirection and, smoke and mirrors and so forth. So I think it's going to be a difficult task for UConn going against Army. I like Army minus the 7.5 over the Huskies.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Paul. And this is a new thing in college football, guys. We often see it. It started with Cignetti, where Cignetti's at JMU. He goes to Indiana, and he basically brings all the good players with him, right? And, we've seen that with Southern Miss this year and Marshall, etc. Oh, we got a big play here. Oh, boy. We got a touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, another touchdown. And I'll tell you what, FIU scored it, so I'm feeling pretty good at +7 right now, Paul. 13-0. 97-yard punt return for the FIU Panthers.
Man, that's fantastic. Yeah, you're in good position with that +7. So.
A nice start for your total, too, Paul. A little start here. You're getting some early, because, UTSA, or they're going to keep chucking here. Guys, in-game total is 71.5 right now. We have a fun slate of games tomorrow, Paul. What about the Pop-Tart Bowl with BYU and Georgia Tech? That's a good one. And you got LSU and Houston on Saturday night. And, hell, I like Virginia. Any take on that Virginia one? Bo Prabula is transferring. I don't know what this kid's deal is, why he keeps on leaving all the time. But we got 30 seconds here, Paul. Any take on the Virginia? I like Virginia plus the points there.
I don't really have a strong opinion there, Gabe. I kind of like Georgia Tech. I hadn't played it yet, but Brent Key, their head coach, has been so good as a betting underdog. So that's kind of the angle I'm coming at. BYU's got to be disappointed. James King is going to play. So I like Georgia Tech plus the small points over BYU.
Merry Christmas, Paul. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you guys. Thanks for having me.
Marvel Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a Joe Bowman joke.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting
Who is that?
here, but I have no idea.
You need to know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb if you're going to take a quarterback? Is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to NAL, money does buy you talent, but it doesn't buy you chemistry, leadership, and wins. Look at St. John's, Kentucky, how they're battling. You need the right mix of experience, youth, and new blood if you're going to really tackle the transfer portal market in NIL and win consistently.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all three Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we got a 14-0 game. Nice to be on the right side of this. Real big roller coaster yesterday for us. We started betting bigger units, and it was, win one, lose one, frustrating, and then sort of back and forth. And then we lost the early game. We took Central Michigan plus the points today, and we lost. So, we pulled, but you know what? We didn't get scared tonight. We're like, all right, we got to get back on the horse here. Like I said, I didn't understand the point spread, guys, and so far a pretty good look and good read by me that I said, there's not some sort of talent discrepancy. In these bowl games, that's what you want to look for. It's sort of like, all right, all right, are they faster? Are they, this team's a lot bigger. Their offensive line is going to be too much for the other guys, the other kids, etc. This game, you could argue FIU are better than you. I don't understand. Like I said, I didn't understand the point spread, why FIU are 7-point underdogs in this game, and they're winning 14-0 right now as 7-point underdogs. I kind of feel like an idiot, though, because I always bet the overs, George, and a lot of these bowl games have been slow starts, right? These teams haven't played in 3 weeks. The totals are kind of high, and, you get a slow start to the football game, but I would recommend everyone, guys, I'm going to jump in here. We're not getting a good number, about 71.5 now, but it's already 14-0 right now. UTSA are going to score. UTSA can put points up on the board. And if they don't, they'll throw pick sixes or interceptions or whatever. And FIU are going to bring it knowing that UTSA are an explosive offense. So, they're not going to let up here. Let's go over in-game 71.5. And, George, I'm betting some hockey if you want to jump on board with me. I took the Czech Republic. So you can't accuse me of being a homer, Kurtz, right? Can't say, you're being no. In fact, I think I'm going to, a lot of people in Canada will be like, what the hell are you doing betting against Canada? How can you bet against Canada? But I'm not laying 3.5 goals, Kurtz. And I also played under 7.5. Let's hope for a 4-2, 3-2 type hockey game.
All right, well, I told myself I would bet, since there's really nothing for me that I would normally bet, I would bet one or two things that you told me to bet. I was thinking about tailing your 7 points in the football game here, but instead I'll take Czech. We'll take the 3.5 goals there. No problem doing that right now. I don't know how
should be on the NHL Network for you, Kurtz.
We got
should be on the NHL Network.
We got the end of the USA Germany game. USA up 6-3. I'm sure it'll be on after that game. So exactly, I'll take Team Czech there.
Yeah, so for people in the United States, it is on the NHL Network, TSN in Canada. Kind of a late start, actually, for a hockey game. Like I said, Canada's coming up next after USA and Germany that are wrapping things up. And the USA are leading 6-3 still right now, late in the third period of play. All right, George, some NFL news. The Raiders. So big game with the Raiders and the Giants, right? Big game with the Raiders and the Giants in the sense that you're better off losing this football game. You want to get the number 1 pick in the National Football League draft. And they asked Max Crosby about this earlier in the week, George. They said, what do you think about the game against the Giants and the draft pick? And I'm sure you and everybody, but if people didn't see it, Crosby said, I don't give an F about draft picks, man. Like he goes, I don't give an F about that. He goes, we play to win a game. I don't care about draft picks. Well, they don't want to win the game, so they told him, well, you're not going to play because they know he's going to try to win, George, right? Players never tank, bro. The only way if you're going to organization you can do this is if you just sit everybody. And then, hell, even the backups that can come in are going to try to win, actually, and screw you over, but they're going to shut Crosby down for the season.
They shut down Bowers earlier this week, put him on IR, right? And Crosby has now left the team, by the way. He's pissed. Anyway, look at it. He's angry. He wants to play. He doesn't like what they're doing here. There's all sort of speculation.
This might be the final straw, George, for him there. Like, I don't know why he stays. Yeah, I know. The thing is, he's got a Raider freaking tattoo. Like, the guy loves the Raiders. Like, he really does love playing for the Raiders. But and now, like you said, he's not happy about this.
You look up now, Max Crosby. How old is Max Crosby? Anybody know
31 type thing? My guess is 31, I'm going to say.
He's that old? I was thinking late 20s. He's 28.
28.
He's 28.
So he'll be 29 going into next year. His birthday's in the summer. So he's 28 going. He'll be 29 next year.
His birthday's the day after mine, about a week or so after yours. I got to think, Abe, that what's the best case scenario for the Raiders? 2 years before they get competitive? Best case, 2 years? So now he's going to 31 season. That's best case, right? So now he's going to be in his 31-year-old season. He's on the downside of his career. If you're the Raiders, should you want to trade him? You'll get max. Well, that's a pun there, but max value. Maybe you get 2 1s, at least a 1 and a 3, 1 and a 2, something like that. And for a guy you can get players that can help you now for the future, rather than Max Crosby who cannot help you. All right, he's not going to be with you when you're ready to compete again. So there's a lot of speculation, and of course, everyone's looking at the Cowboys. Because the Cowboys have the extra number 1 pick this year, that maybe they can move that and something else. They need a pass rusher, blah, blah, blah. And they were interested in Crosby before they acquired Williams in the Jets earlier. So there'll be a lot of speculation all off season about Max Crosby heading to Dallas or someplace else.
So the Houston Texans, tomorrow, we got some good NFL games tomorrow, Kurtz. Houston Texans and the LA Chargers. 2 smoking hot teams right now. Chargers, 1.5-point home favorites. Total 39.5. It's a low total, George, and I'm an over better, as you know. Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to be betting the over this game. I mean, hell, with these 2 defenses, this game, this really could be one of those like 17-16, 13-10 type of games, Kurtz. Which offense is going to be able to break through is the key to this football game.
I can't bet the under. All right, I'm thinking about teasing it down. Stu is saying, take the Texans plus 7.5, tease down 33. Yeah.
What, you hate betting unders, Kurtz? You can't do it? You don't like betting unders?
I can't. No, I can't bet. I can't do the unders. Not 39.5. Oh, come on.
I know it's low.
That's nuts.
Yeah, but it's low for a reason. They know what they're doing, George, right? It's like they're challenging you to bet the over at this number. They're like, well, you think they're going to get the 40 points? Go ahead and bet it.
And listen, the Houston offense has all sorts of problems, right? They can't run the ball. All right, there's not much of a run game there. And let's face it, Stroud hasn't looked all that good in years now. He may not be that quarterback we thought he was in his rookie season there. And we all know the Chargers have their offensive line. I'll be the first to admit, I don't know how the Chargers are scoring. That Houston defensive line is going to eat up the OL, and Herbert's going to get hit left and right here. Bottom line is this. My favorite players, I'll take the plus money. I kind of like the Texans to win the game. I think they're the better overall team.
It's a toss-up. You know what I mean? It's like they're so evenly matched. I think, like you said, listen, Houston's offense has gotten better, Kurtz. Nico Collins makes such the difference in the world, man. When this guy's healthy and he's on the field, you're seeing Stroud's got a little, they're getting a little bit of swag back right now. Hell, the AFC is it's a gauntlet, George. Like, who would have thought, that division that everybody laughs at all the time? Like, you wouldn't want to have to play Jacksonville in the playoffs right now either. That's who the Buffalo Bills would play. And then you get the Packers are up to 3.5 now, Kurtz, over the Baltimore Ravens tomorrow night.
But we don't know about Lamar, right? Lamar's doubtful right now. We do know that Jordan Love's not going to play. He's out. But Malik Willis has been pretty decent for them.
It's going to be both backups. It'll be Willis and Huntley.
Man, it's going to be hard not to like Green Bay. It's just going to be hard not to like Green Bay if it's not Lamar.
There's not that much of a drop-off, George. There's really not that much of a drop-off. I'm not saying that Malik Willis is better than Jordan Love, but the offense, like, they run the same playbook. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like, listen, we got to change things up. We got Malik Willis in now. It's like, no, we're running the same effing plays that we run with Jordan Love with Malik Willis.
The only thing is it's do or die for Baltimore. They lose, they're done. Right, their season's over. They got to win out. I mean, they're done anyway.
Pittsburgh's just not that good.
Sunday. Not this year. Baltimore, Kansas City, Detroit, not making the playoffs. Who had that?
Wow. Yeah, all three. Imagine that parlay. I know you put you put that one together. I like Green Bay as well, and you know what? I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't get in on it at 3. Now it's up to 3.5. More on the other side. I'm a touchdown UTSA.
Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a Joe Bowman joke.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Who is that?
Here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb? If you're going to take a quarterback, is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to NAL, money does buy you talent, but it doesn't buy you chemistry, leadership, and wins. Look at St. John's, Kentucky, how they're battling. You need the right mix of experience, youth, and new blood if you're going to really tackle the transfer portal market in NIL and win consistently.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circa Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live. I am Gabriel Morency. We're kicking it. George Kurtz in the house with us. George, so I don't know if you jumped in on the football, like I said, the +7, and we missed out on it. It was like 62.5, 63, whatnot, the total. Pretty high. And a lot of these games, George, the college, they haven't played like in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like literally. You know what I mean? So you got to. And a lot of these teams, too, they're missing, all right, the star wide receivers leaving to another team and whatnot. College football's crazy, Kurtz. Like half these teams, like, literally don't have half their players sometimes. And then you get sort of slow starts to games. But This one's off and running. We got a 14-7 game already, Kurt. So we got an early track meet. We were talking about tomorrow's NFL card. Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers. Another low total there, Kurtz. We got a 38.5 there.
I think this is definitely going over. I mean, we'll have to check the weather in Green Bay. I wonder if that's going to play a part in it as well. We are getting a major snowstorm here in the Northeast now, but I don't think that affects certainly not Wisconsin and Green Bay. Malik Willis, you already said it. He's a pretty good quarterback. I think he's going to get a starting job with somebody next year, by the way. Someone's going to take him on there. So there's like Mac Jones, same thing. I don't think he'll be with Green Bay as a backup of Jordan Love next year. There's a downgrade from Love to Willis, but I don't think it's a major downgrade. I think Green Bay will be fine. Grade of the game doesn't mean much for them anymore. Like Detroit losing yesterday means Green Bay is it. They're only playing for seeding. I guess they got a small chance to win the division, but that's not happening either. So I think they'll play it out. Baltimore's do or die here, and it's just do or die. Maybe they get something done. Once again, I'm not playing the under. I'm not saying I'm going to play the over, but I'm definitely not playing the under. But I think we're going to get points here. I can see why people think we're not getting points in Chargers, Texans. I think Ravens, Green Bay, we are.
And Huntley can move the ball too. Huntley's a very good. He's another one. He's a good backup. See, I like those. It's interesting that you got the two quarterbacks going head-to-head, Kurtz, in that. It never makes sense to me, George, when a football team has a backup quarterback that is completely different than their starting quarterback.
Well, agree.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like we got a pocket passer, and our backup is like a mobile, or vice versa, etc. And they're completely different, and it's like you gotta change the offense, and teams do that, Kurtz. It doesn't make sense to me. No. You want your backup to be a clone of your starter, right? Like Mitch Trubisky. Is he Josh Allen? No, but he's 6'4". He's whatever, right? Like the way the Bills see is listen, he's a poor man's Josh Allen, right? Huntley, a poor man's Lamar Jackson. And truth be told, Kurtz, Lamar really hasn't played very good football this year. He's been okay, but he's lost a step. Let's call it out for what it is. He's not the same quarterback he was a couple of years ago. Defensive linemen track him down now. He's not as fast as he used to be. He's older. I think the injuries have caught up to him a bit. I think he's getting a little worn out.
As you and probably everybody else knows, I'm a big fantasy guy. And Lamar has been so bad this year that we don't know where to draft him next year as a fantasy quarterback. He was number 2 this year behind Josh Allen. And now next year we're like, is he top 5? Where do we put him? That's how bad he's been this year. He's not running. I agree. I think that's because of injury. Right. I think it's because of injury, so I'll give him a break there. But he's getting older too. All right. He's gonna get hurt more often here. He's not the young player he used to be here. So he's gonna be a tough player to judge here. He's just not that same guy. I mean, some it's their fault. Why did they re-sign Mark Andrews? He's like 90 years old, can't get separation. They don't have that true number 1. We're still waiting for that.
They've never gotten real weapons.
No. Because they rely on him to do everything. They want him to run around, make the plays, get the first down, move the chains here. They want him to be the complete opposite. It hasn't been really all that fair to him. They haven't built around him. And once the defense went away, and now it's not the same defense it used to be, well, they've suffered here. I still can't believe no Ravens, no Chiefs, no Lions. That's blows my mind that we're not going to have Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't put a golf with those guys, but we're not going to have the Detroit Lions in the playoffs. Just would have never seen that coming.
Oh, boy. We got another touchdown. UTSA have stormed back. 14-13. Wow, Kurtz, huh? I jumped in on the over 71.5. I'm just going to keep jumping in here. It's 80.5 now.
This is the simple end around. This is a Jordan Addison play from last night.
And, Kurtz, there could be another touchdown in this quarter, bro. They literally, FIU might just score, now before the end. There might be 35 points in the first quarter of this football game.
Well, they're averaging a touchdown every 2.5 minutes. I mean, so yeah. Boy, not
there's big plays, guys. There's a lot of speed. You know what I mean? We've seen the returns. That running back just took off. There was there was a pocket there. There was a lane for him, and he was gone, man. A lot of speed on the field, as you see, Kurtz, with these two teams.
Yeah, it's not college football. I mean, I may not be a college football guy, but I'm not oblivious to it. I know what's going on in college football. It's very hard to follow. You already said it. Half these teams, half the players are gone, the coaches are leaving. It's hurt the game, especially for probably someone like me who's a novice fan. But it's weird what's going on in college. I don't understand, Gabe, why they don't change the dates to when these guys or coaches can leave, so these players can play through the bowl. I just don't understand it. Why are you leaving in late November and not whenever everything's over? It's
and
just
they put the
strange to
team
me.
like they put everybody in a bad spot, Kurtz. It doesn't make it, the whole system's broken. Because, like you said, like I think a lot of times the kids, like they would like to play with the team and stuff like that, but they can't. Like the transfer portal shouldn't be when it is. And like, so basically, George, like there's a kid on the Oregon Ducks. They're in the playoffs. And he plays too, the kid. Like, it's not like, oh, I don't ever play, so I want to leave. But he got a bigger offer somewhere. He got bigger money. And he's got to leave now because teams want to put their roster together, Kurtz. And the same thing like with coaches. Like, it's a shame, Kurtz. Like, all these teams, the kids will battle all season, and then the coach will leave them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, before the bowl game. He'll say, yeah, I'm leaving. Sorry, guys. I'm gone, and I'm taking half the staff with me. And it just screws the kids over. Like you said, you can't stop this from happening, but just put a date on it and say, listen, you can't steal someone's coach, man, on December 15th, okay? Like, you're not allowed to hire a coach until January 10th or something, right? Like, and if you're a kid, no, like, you don't have to leave now because we're going to push the dates back, but the system is just completely broken, Kurtz. At the same point in time, whatever. It's always been flawed, college football, and their sort of the politics or the format of it. The games are the games. They've been entertaining, and it is what it is. But next week is the real ones, the college football playoffs. But tomorrow we got a full slate of bowl games. We'll go over them a little bit later on. We'll track this hockey game. We'll get in. We got an interesting prop over at Calci as far as when will a team from Canada win the Stanley Cup. I say never. Never.
Arvel Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a joke on me, Joe.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting
Who is that?
here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb if you're going to take a quarterback? Is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to NAL, money does buy you talent, but it doesn't buy you chemistry, leadership, and wins. Look at St. John's, Kentucky, how they're battling. You need the right mix of experience, youth, and new blood if you're going to really tackle the transfer portal market in NIL and win consistently.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all three Circa Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we got a 14-14 football game, and UTSA are storming back here right now, and we just got an interception. Kurtz, I was all excited about my +7, man, up 14-0. Man, it was suddenly, I don't know, we could be losing by 7 here. Like, UTSA suddenly have all the momentum in this football game. That was a nice interception, too. Great play by the kid, diving in front of the pass there. Great play there. So, fun football game, though, Kurtz. It is entertaining.
Oh, it's certainly entertaining.
So one
right?
thing you
Well,
don't get in the
like
NFL,
scores.
Kurtz, Yeah, like these teams, they're very aggressive, right? Like some college teams, like they always go for it, and you know what I mean. That's what I like about college. I'm surprised you're not into the college football more, considering you love the NFL. But I guess you're an NFL fan. You're not really a football fan. You're an NFL fan.
It's
sort of a difference.
You gotta remember. All right, now you just got married, Gabe. I wouldn't be married if I was a college football fan. You have to have a date for the wife.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have kids. You got kids, yeah.
Right. I mean,
right. Yeah.
My wife knows Sunday's football. You know how annoyed my wife gets where Sunday's out, Monday night's out, Thursday's out. You know,
so if you had all Saturday afternoon too.
Right. Even tomorrow, she wants to, she wants to hang out. Oh no, it's football tomorrow night, honey. I got to work. And she's not happy about that. So yeah, that's why I was a college football fan. I was a big SMU guy back in the '80s with Eric Dickerson, Craig James, and then they got the death penalty. And then with Miami, with Jimmy Johnson, the Hurricanes back in the '90s, I was big on them as well. But after that, I kind of, all right, on Saturdays, I'm going to have a date. I'm going to go out on a date or with a girlfriend, whatever. And, Saturdays for you, Sundays for football. Friday was generally guy night. We hang out with the guys. It's just the way it worked.
Yeah, Saturday, I tell you, I know. Trust me, I don't, I think there's a lot of unhappy wives and girlfriends during the football season. And college, Kurtz, it's all day, bro. Like, it starts at like noon Eastern and it goes to like 2, 3 in the morning, right? There's always like a West Coast game, the Hawaii game, the Hawaii bailout special in the late night hours. So we got a 14-14 game here, guys. We got a freaking track meet. A little bit concerned suddenly about FIU. It's amazing what a swing this was. I should have just cashed out. Should say, you know what? I'm going to cash out. We're up 14-0. Let's just, but whatever. A lot of football left here. But the point spread is 11.5 now, which is pretty wild to me. It's like, all right, 11, why 11.5? Right? I mean, okay, you might score again, but it was 7 before the game, Kurtz, and all right, let's say you score again. I don't really, it should be 7 still to me. They're going back and forth, but they got it at 11.5 right now, so the computer believes the UTSA is going to start to go on a run. And as far as the hockey is concerned, they dropped the puck, Kurtz. And in fact, we played 12 minutes of the first period. We played that under 7.5, and we played the Czech Republic plus 3.5. Guys, still scoreless. Good start for our bet, Kurtz. But I don't want to get too excited. It was a good start in the football game too.
Not digging those Czech uniforms, by the way. It's like, okay, it looks like this looks like pajamas, but it's just, I don't know, it bothers me. I know you've been complaining about uniforms online a couple of times. I kind of like what Team Canada's wearing. A little understated, but I kind of dig it. But I don't know. The crest for the Czechs is just too much red. It's just too much red for me.
The Canada Maple Leaf socks are pretty badass. Like, look, it's pretty. Canada's got a good look here. The thing with Canada, their jerseys are always so plain. That's just my thing.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, they keep it simple. I get it. Like, they've got like the brand, and it's the brand speaks for itself, but. They went a couple of years ago, Kurtz, like everyone else, they got crazy, right? They started with different designs and this and that, and they started to push it a little bit. They've really gone to a very basic look as of late. Even though the Olympic jersey is very plain and I don't know, I think they could do a little bit better personally. I don't have a problem with the Czech. What don't you like about the Czechs? Too much red for you? The red shorts and the red pants is too much?
Red on red, I don't dig it here. And the crest is busy. To put it nicely, it's busy. A lot of stuff going on out there. Pay attention to.
Did you see the finish pads that I retweeted? The guy's got mountains and stuff on the pads. Pretty badass.
But I don't mind that. I kind of like that. All right. I thought that was kind of cool, actually. When it comes to uniforms, I get a little angry because I know it's all about money, right? They want you to spend. That's why all the NFL teams, they keep going these idiot uniforms, because they want you to spend money and buy this. We have 18 uniforms. Go buy this combo. Yeah. I hate it.
Alternate
Third,
jersey.
4th, 5th, 9th. Although I'm the first person to tell you, I did like the cowboy white helmets yesterday. It's kind of something I did dig there. But generally, there's a reason why it worked for the beginning of time. You don't need to keep changing things every other week.
The Rams actually have, because you got to tell the league, right? You're changing stuff. Yes. The Rams are the first team. They've asked the league for permission. They want to change their jersey every year. Every year they want a new jersey.
Arvel Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a joke on me, Joe.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting
Who is that?
here, but I have
Who's
no
Arvel Reese?
idea.
You need to know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Donnie? Isn't that like the rule of thumb if you're going to take a quarterback? Is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to NAL, money does buy you talent, but it doesn't buy you chemistry, leadership, and wins. Look at St. John's, Kentucky, how they're battling. You need the right mix of experience, youth, and new blood if you're going to really tackle the transfer portal market in NIL and win consistently.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all three Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Well, Canada, Team Canada just put a goal on the board. So we got a 1-0 hockey game late in the first period of play. In-game total is 6.5 right now, and Canada are laying 3.5. So we took the Czech Republic. George jumped on as well before the game started, getting 3.5 goals. So it's still 3.5 right now. The football game, explosive first quarter of football. They put up 28 points. Florida International scored the first 2 touchdowns of the game. It was 14-0, and then UTSA stormed back with the next 2 touchdowns. So 14-14. In-game total is 79.5 right now, and Florida International are getting 10.5. We've got an interesting Kalshi market proposition that is up, Georgia. You know, we were talking about the Dallas Cowboys, and you were saying you're watching old Cowboys games to relive the past, and it was the mid-90s, right? So 99, the last Cowboys win 1995, but the last time a team from Canada won the Stanley Cup was the same era, right? 1993, the Montreal Canadiens beating the Los Angeles Kings. It really is amazing, isn't it, Kurtz? I mean, look at like the Blue Jays, like the hell the Blue Jays got to the World Series. They're only one team out of 30. The NHL, you got a bunch of Canadian teams, and the lack of success in the playoffs, it's bizarre. You figure they'd fall ass backwards into this somehow, Kurtz, but if we can get the market up, they got one at Kalshi. Will a team from Canada win before 2031, Kurtz? So now, 2031. This year, is there a team, like any team you think from Canada can win the Stanley Cup this year? I don't really see it.
There. I think a team can get there because the Eastern Conference is
it the Oilers? Again? Like, are they the ones? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think they can get past Colorado. I think the Western Conference, as far as Edmonton or Winnipeg or Vancouver, I think those are the three Canadian teams in the Western Conference. I don't think they can get there because of Colorado and Dallas, maybe Vegas. But the Eastern Conference, I think, is more wide open. So I could see. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I can see Montreal or Ottawa.
Maybe Ottawa gets hot in the playoffs or something.
Right. That's what you're looking for. But I don't think they can win it. That's the problem. I don't think they could win it. I think they could possibly get there. But, I mean, 31, we got, 20? They got 5 seasons. I mean, 5 seasons, no Canadian team's going to win it. I know it's been 32 years. I get it. So, but it still seems like, I mean, who's your best chance for the future? I mean, I do like what Ottawa's doing. Detroit is still.
I would say Montreal. I would say Montreal is the best sort of team that like built for the future. Like they've got a bunch of young stars and stuff, right? Like the plan is for them to win in like 2 years. Canadians are pretty good, Kurtz. And Fowler, listen, they got the new goalie Fowler, right? They called the kid up.
And he'd be that guy.
He's been playing pretty well for them.
And Florida probably won't be the same team in a couple of years, right? They're getting older. They're not going to be that dominant team. Tampa, same thing. Getting older, won't be the dominant team. And I don't see another team that can't. That's going to be, oh, no, Montreal will never beat that team. No, I don't see that. I just think the Eastern Conference is a better chance if, like, Montreal. I'm a big Ottawa guy. I kind of like the Senators and what they're doing there. You know, I just they have some goaltending issues as well. I don't know if Olmark's the guy, but I kind of like Ottawa, Montreal, I can say. But the Western Conference is going to be much, much more difficult here. But that being said, would I bet a yes on this? Probably not.
17-14. UTSA kick a field goal. So 17-14 early second quarter right now. Speaking of the Ottawa Senators, Kurtz, they play the Toronto Maple Leafs tomorrow night. Big game for both teams. Leafs fight in. You talked about like the wowness of Baltimore Ravens, Detroit Lions, Kansas City Chiefs not making the NFL playoffs. Imagine the Toronto Maple Leafs not making the playoffs, right? Or the Edmonton Oilers and the Leafs of the world and stuff not making the playoffs. I don't think the Leafs are going to make the playoffs either, Kurtz. I don't think they're better than these teams we just talked about. Florida's getting better, right? And Florida's going to get healthier, and there's no way in hell they're not making the playoffs, right? Like, so the Florida Panthers are going to grind their way in. They're going to find a way in. You got Tampa Bay. Montreal isn't, like, going anywhere. Ottawa is good. Like, I think Toronto really are in trouble, Kurtz. Like, they need to, like, really win a lot. Like, they got to start winning hockey games, like, consistently. Or they're going to miss the playoffs, and all hell's going to break loose there. They already want to fire Berube, but, dude, they're running out of coaches to hire and fire there. It's almost like the Yankees in the old days, Kurtz, or like Billy Martin. Like, you're going to rehire someone now? Like, you're running out of coaches.
Czechs, by the way, tied at 1-1 in the World Juniors there, so better for our bet. I agree with you. I don't think Toronto's getting in either, and it's going to be hard for them to help themselves by the trade deadline. They don't have a number 1 pick this year or next. I mean, so you're not getting a top guy unless they're giving away one of their top prospects, which I guess they could try and do. But the bottom line is, I think other Canada scores. I just think other teams would have more to offer for a certain player. You know, but a lot of people think that Toronto may be able to get somebody if they want to take on money. If they wanted Marqueso to play with Tavares or play with Austin Matthews, maybe there. Stamkos could be had as well, though I don't see him as a fit with Toronto. But bottom line is, I agree with you. I don't think they're getting in.
So this hockey game, yeah, Czech Republic scores, and then boom, Canada responds right back. You can't really blame the goalie. It was, you know what? It was a nice play by Canada there, Kurtz. You see the kid, one of the kids, like, just flew right in front of the net. That was a great screen on the goalie. Like, Canada looked pretty dangerous, actually, here, Kurtz. Hopefully we can stay within the 3.5, but when they shoot the puck, it's going in.
Too. It got deflected. That goalie didn't have a chance on that, but that was a nice rip. So all of a sudden, goals are plentiful here. Was that Michael Hayes?
Canada's got 11 shots on goal. Well, you know, there's 2 minutes left, though. It's been a pretty quick first period, actually. So there's 2 minutes left in the first period. Canada, 8 shots on goal. They're just changing it right now. 10-8, actually. Czech Republic, 10 shots. Canada, 8. So, yeah, full slate of hockey tomorrow, Kurt, since, you know, they were off for the last couple of days. So we got a bunch of NHL games tomorrow, including, it seems to be actually, you know what? It's kind of like rivalry day or something, isn't it? Like, look at all these games, Kurt. It is. It's Islanders, Rangers, rivals. Ottawa, Toronto, rivals. Tampa and Florida are playing, rivals. All right, like big rivalries, like Nashville, St. Louis, rivals. Anaheim, LA, rivals. Edmonton,
it's all division
Calgary.
Games, right? Is there one game?
Look, it's rivalry day, pretty much. Yeah, look, San Jose and Vancouver, another one, like division.
Even Buffalo, Boston, division. I didn't hear anything him doing the Washington Devils. I don't see a non-division game here, so I guess they are doing something. I didn't hear anything about this, but yeah,
no, they didn't push it as rivalry day or something. But look at the theory, look at the theme of it, Kurtz. It is, right? Like Ottawa, Toronto, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, like Battle of Alberta. You know, it's rivalry day.
The final game is Colorado,
LA Kings, Anaheim Ducks.
Be a good night for me. I'll be watching hockey all day and all night here. I was surprised they didn't publicize this more, right? The Battle of Alberta, which we discussed, going on there. So it'll be a fun day. Starts at what? 6 o'clock. Islanders
6
Rangers
o'clock.
Start us off here. Which is a weird time, by the way. I don't know why the Islanders are starting this game at 6 in Elmont there. Once again, I didn't hear anything about that either. But
minus 120 favorites. Islanders over the Rangers, total 5.5. Bruins are plus 120.
Back yet. I'd be careful with that.
Hey, how about the Buffalo Sabres? How about the Buffalo Sabres? These guys are smoking hot. They won 7 in a row going into the break here.
They've won 7. They're only a -5 differential now. They're above 500. They're 18-14. I mean, this is all of a sudden this team is playing like we thought they might play. Still don't trust their goaltending situation there. But they're right in the thick of it. They're only, 3.5 games out of first place, 7 points. Out of a playoff spot,
wow,
about half that.
What a logjam in the Eastern Conference, huh? like you look at the wild card, the Washington Capitals, 43 points, Florida Panthers, 42 points, Rangers, 42, Sens, 41, Devils, 41, Bruins, 41, Sabres, 40. Hell, the Pittsburgh Penguins are in the mix. That's one of the biggest surprises of the year.
3 games out.
I know. Kurtz, I know in Vancouver, bro, they were dead last in the Western Conference. They won 4 in a row. They bypassed 5 teams in the standings.
Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a Joe Bowman joke.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Who is that?
Here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb? If you're going to take a quarterback, is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to NAL, money does buy you talent, but it doesn't buy you chemistry, leadership, and wins. Look at St. John's, Kentucky, how they're battling. You need the right mix of experience, youth, and new blood if you're going to really tackle the transfer portal market in NIL and win consistently.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
We got a 2-1 hockey game in the World Junior Championships. And what's going on here, Kurtz? I'm saying, are they reviewing this?
I think they're reviewing. His foot was, the goalie's foot was sort of in the net. I want to see if I guess they want to see if this. It's not a goal.
This will be brutal, man. With
did it hit the player? Maybe they think the player who was inside the net made the save.
I think we might have a penalty shot. I don't think
He's
it
gotta
went in,
cover the
Kurtz,
puck.
but you saw that you can't touch the puck like with your hand in the crease like that, like the
You
defense.
can't cover it. You can touch it. You can't cover it.
Yeah, but he kind of threw it, like you noticed. It was kind of weird.
That's covering. That's grabbing. If he threw it, then that's. But can you review that?
Yeah, look. So here.
Oh, you're right. You are 100% right. He threw it.
Yeah, you see
But
what I'm saying? Like,
can you review that?
Yeah, like he threw it behind the net. Like, no, I don't think it is reviewable, Kurtz. You got to call that.
No,
out.
I think they're reviewing to see.
And did
if
it
he caught
cross
in
the
net.
line when he shot?
Right. That's what they're reviewing it. And I don't think he did.
Like the defenseman was kind of in the net. Yeah, I know. It was like a goalie.
Great
and
save.
he threw the
And by
puck.
the way, that was a shot through the legs. That was a shot through the legs by number 11 there. I don't know who it is. That's a great save and a great shot. I don't think it was in the net, though. And I don't think you're ever going to be able to prove that was behind, the full puck was over the red line here.
I don't think it crossed the line. It doesn't look like a goal. It's freaking close, but that was a great save by the defenseman. Like you said, Kurtz, he literally caught it like a goalie.
He caught it.
Came in.
And it should be a penalty shot, though.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, you notice, like, and you know what's crazy here, Kurtz? There's freaking 4 seconds left in the period, man. And now we got to go through all this. Like, it could end up being a penalty shot here or a goal or like. So, and I got under NHL, 7.5.
Man, it's the play of the year. I mean, that's that kind of play there. We've been talking about that for weeks here. But I also wonder this. You and I aren't listening to the game. I wonder if they are calling a penalty, if they were going to call a penalty shot anyway, they're just reviewing to see if it was a goal. So we still might get a penalty shot.
4 seconds left in the period, or like not even. There's like no time. It basically, like at the sequence started with 4 seconds. So Florida International guys scored the first 14 points. And they haven't done anything since. And now UTSA have the ball again, 17-14. The game has slowed down a little bit as well right now. Still high scoring, obviously, but it should be noted UTSA are moving. They're on the move again. They're on the 35-yard line of the Panthers right now. Owen McCowan, Josh McCown's son, former NFL quarterback, Josh McCown, Owen McCown. He's 9 of 11 so far today. They just picked up a big run, but here comes a late flag on the play. It could be a holding penalty. So, light night tonight. We got NBA basketball actually tonight. Just a quick check here. The Celtics are rolling the Pacers right now. Hornets up late. So most of these games are late right now. Miami Heat are up 123-109. Raptors. Raptors are a strange team this year. They're good, but the Raptors have lost a lot of games to bad teams. And then they'll play well against a good team, but they're, like they lost to the Nets. They're losing to the Wizards right now. They're going to lose. It's 133-115. Right now. Phoenix up 53-48 on the Pelicans. They're laying 6.5. We're at the half of that basketball game. We're at the half in Memphis. Memphis are up 60-50 on the Milwaukee Bucks right now. They're laying 9.5 in game. Pistons and Utah Jazz getting ready to tip off. Total 245.5, which sounds really high, but guys, the Utah Jazz games are track meets. Like they don't play defense. They run and gun. They go up and down the court. They bomb threes. So you can't bet if you're betting it's dangerous to bet an under in a Utah Jazz game. So there's your NBA update. And as far as the late game is concerned, we got the LA Clippers in Portland tonight. The Clippers are laying 2.5 points against the Blazers. The total is 226.5 right now. So we're kicking it with George Kurtz. We'll get into some NFL picks. As it's a massive weekend in the National Football League. Teams facing elimination right now. And, Kurtz, if there was one thing I was really surprised about was how bad the Detroit Lions were yesterday. Right? They were still playing for something. Like, if Green Bay lose both games and Detroit would have won out, they would have gotten in. They're just not it's sort of like we talked about with Baltimore, where it's like, they're just not very good this year. And we sort of keep waiting for Detroit and, I think we used the injuries that they had in the secondary as a little bit of an excuse earlier, but now the offense has hit the wall as well. And I think the clock is about to strike midnight on Jared Goff's run, I think, Kurtz. Like, if you're the Lions, he has a $70 million hit next year, so he'll be your quarterback next year, but I think it'll be his last year as a quarterback of the Lions. Like, they got to start thinking about the future now, the Lions.
As you said, yesterday was a shock. Now, maybe it shouldn't have been, Gabe, because Brian Flores, that defense of his, I think there's a stat there where they haven't let him a touchdown pass in 6 games now. Flores would be a hot head coaching candidate if not for all the
if he didn't sue them.
Yeah. All right, he's not going to get a job, but he's one fantastic DC. Really done a great job there. But what about Jahmyr Gibbs? Their run defense, you can run on them, but Gibbs couldn't yesterday or the week before that, for that matter. Yeah, Detroit, like I said, shocking. I thought they were going to win the game, Gabe. It cost me some money yesterday. It did. I'm not going to lie about it. It was the only game I lost. I took all the favorites yesterday. All the teams that had real quarterbacks. The Cowboys, Detroit, and Denver. And, Detroit didn't play all that well at all. So shocking. Shocking they didn't win yesterday. Is what it is. I think Goff is going to be there for another year. But, yeah, they've got to look into a replacement. You can't keep going with the quarterback who can't play, has trouble outdoors, and definitely has trouble against pressure. I know everyone has trouble against pressure. I get that. But he sees it. He sees the pressure coming. He doesn't want to get hit. He has issues when you put a lot of pressure on him. Just not a good thing for Detroit. And that offensive line is not what it used to be.
No, it's just one of those sort of years. They'll be good next year again. It's not like it's over for them or anything, but you have to wonder if the window, they had an opportunity the last couple of years. Like last year, 2 years ago, they were really, really good, and they just were unable to finish the job. You got to wonder about the Buffalo Bills window as well, but another crack for the Buffalo Bills coming up. And you talked about seeding. So we know the Bills are going to be in the playoffs, but seeding is massive, guys. If you're the Bills, I don't think you want to play the Jags. So, Kurtz, it's one of those, you're better off being I would rather play Pittsburgh than have to play Jacksonville in Jacksonville. Right? But there's really no easy games, man, in the AFC in the playoffs. 17-14, UTSA. We'll talk some NFL and more on the other side. Let's roll.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
When did we become, so bitter that we can't accept another man's apology? We make mistakes all the time. And as a grown man, you have to say, I'm sorry every once in a while. And it's okay to say that. And the apology, I think, should be accepted. And in this case, I'm accepting it.
The Craig Carden Show, only on SportsGrid.
When you look at this NBA Cup, you have to think about the importance. As a coach, I find a lot of importance. This wasn't a gimmick win. The Knicks earned it the hard way, and it matters in April as Mike Brown continues to build that culture in New York, and now, in my opinion, the Knicks are legit contenders to win the NBA title.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Arvel Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a Joe Bowman joke.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Who is that?
Here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb? If you're going to take a quarterback, is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live continues. I'm Morency, kicking it with George Kurtz. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Thanks for kicking it with us on the SportsGrid television network this evening. UTSA just fumbled, but they recovered it. And now we got a touchdown on the next play. So FIU are starting to, they're in trouble right now. That 14-0 lead is a distant memory, man. it was looking so good. You get 14-0. We're getting 7 points. They haven't scored since. And now UTSA are going to be up 24-14, 23-14 now, extra point pending. But we did jump in on the overs at least, and we bet the in-game over 80.5 and 70.5. So let's just keep the points coming. If I'm going to lose the side, hopefully we can hit the total. And I got caught up in the football, Kurtz. What happened in the hockey game? What was the result of that play when it was all said and done?
No goal, but also no penalty shot. You could see, I guess, the team Canada captain talking to the refs afterwards, and he had to be asking him, well, why not a penalty shot? And I don't know what the excuse was. We didn't see it. We didn't rule it, whatever. He didn't have control of it, blah, 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 blah. But I think the end, they got one goal right. I don't think it was a goal, but it should have been a penalty shot. He definitely gloved it. Yeah. He's great save, great play by the defenseman, by the way. Nothing you can do in that case. But Gabe, how often have you seen that where the guy takes it and just throws it? I mean, you just don't see that at any level of hockey.
Wild sequence. I don't know. Like, it's a miracle the puck didn't go in the net somehow when it was all said and done. But big time, that's a big time difference, man. Like, that would have been a backbreaker. We're getting 3.5 for the Czech Republic. Canada scored, with no time on the clock left, basically, essentially. It would have been, suddenly 3-1. And 2-1, we've still got a game right now. So as far as the football game is concerned, UTSA guys are up to 19.5 right now. They're only winning by 10, but they're 19.5-point favorites. The total is 79.5. So we're talking about the NFL and sort of looking at the big picture here. And, Kurt, something that interests me here is the NFL Coach of the Year. And any MVP type stuff. So it looks like Drake May is going to be the MVP, right? When it's all said and done here. Yeah, Drake May's not the best player in the National Football League. So it doesn't really, I don't really get it. He's going to win the award. It is what it is. But the New England Patriots guys have as many wins against teams with a winning record as the New York Giants do this year. Two. The Patriots have literally played one of the softest schedules in the last 25 years, literally and figuratively. I saw some data. That was the Football Outsiders, Aaron Schatz, and big data type guy. He wrote a piece about how the Patriots, and he was showing the numbers, are like the worst 11-2 team in the history of the NFL, type of deal. Yet, so what about Coach of the Year? Mike Vrabel is plus 130. I don't understand, Kurtz, how you could be the MVP and the Coach of the Year. Isn't that contradictory? How can you say that the coach did the best job in the league if he had the best player in the league as his quarterback? I don't understand that. I don't believe that you can have a guy win Coach of the Year if your quarterback is the MVP. Do you agree with that take?
I don't know if I agree. I guess I don't think either one is the award winner. They might win it, but I wouldn't vote for either one. As far as that, I agree with you about Drake May. I don't think he's the MVP. I think he's had a good year, but I don't know if I'd say MVP year, but a really good year. I like Mike Vrabel. I want him to be the coach of the Cowboys. I think he's done well. He certainly turned that organization around. Can you have both? Why not? I mean, they can be a great coach who helped Drake May, got the best out of him. I mean, I can sort of see that. I understand where you're going with this too. So I don't know if I care enough, to be honest with you, where it's going to bother me. I don't think Vrabel's going to win it. I mean, doesn't it have to be Liam Cohen?
He's the big favorite. So look, he's plus 130. Vrabel's plus 130. Kyle Shanahan is plus 275. Shanahan's done a great job. But all the injuries. But I wouldn't give the Coach of the Year to Shanahan. McDonald in Seattle's done a really good job, but they won 10 games last year. They're good.
They were a good team last year.
Yeah, no. So it's all right, you're a good team, you're a good coach, but
where's Ben Johnson?
But if I'm voting, those are my two guys, Ben Johnson or Liam Cohen right now.
Yeah.
I think they're still, wouldn't you agree, Kurtz, though, that the jury's still out on this Coach of the Year, right? There's still 2 weeks left in the season. Like, if Jacksonville win another 2 games, it'd be hard to say that Cohen isn't, look at the job that the guy's done. Ben Johnson's done a great job with the Bears.
No one had Chicago win the NFC North. I mean, that team was terrible last year.
That would be my vote, Ben Johnson, right now, and I'm looking at Cohen, too. How about Harbaugh's job, though, that he's done this year? He's 100 to 1.
Arvel Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a joke on me, Joe.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting
Who is that?
here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb if you're going to take a quarterback? Is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to NAL, money does buy you talent, but it doesn't buy you chemistry, leadership, and wins. Look at St. John's, Kentucky, how they're battling. You need the right mix of experience, youth, and new blood if you're going to really tackle the transfer portal market in NIL and win consistently.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all three Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live continues on the SportsGrid Radio and Television Network. UTSA is up by 10, 24-14. FIU on the move a little bit right now. They got a first down, and there was a pass interference penalty, so they are moving the football a little bit, but it's not coming easy for them. The quarterback is struggling suddenly. I think he's 0 for 7 or 8 in his last 8 attempts type of deal. So they're struggling suddenly. We do have 38 points. We're on FIU +7, and I was feeling pretty good about it when they were winning 14-0. Yeah, their quarterback is 3 of 12. And don't forget, they got one of their touchdowns on a return. So, he's 3 for 12 for 29 yards. It's going to be a problem if they don't start making plays through the air here. Here's a nice big run for them, actually. I was going to say it's hard to run your way back into this game, but they just popped a nice little big run. So we're going to have a 3rd and 1 coming up here or so. So, yeah, talking about the Coach of the Year awards. And look at, Harbaugh, 100-1. He's done a great job with all the injuries that Dave had. How about Dave Canales and the job he's done in Carolina? Right? I mean, that's been a big turnaround.
His record's not as good. I mean, Cal's done a great job turning around the team, but I don't think I'm going to put him the Coach of the Year as far as that. I mean, the other guys, like I said, Ben Johnson to me should be the runaway winner.
It's
Chicago's
harder.
a bad team last year.
I'm not saying he's Coach of the Year. I'm not saying he's Coach of the Year, either, Canales, but it's harder to turn around Carolina than it was for Vrabel in New England. Like I said, Drake May's a stud. You know what I mean? He's going to be like a superstar type quarterback. So you got this star quarterback. Bryce Young, the jury was still out on Bryce Young.
Yeah, Jerry.
They have a good defense, the Patriots. They had a good defense last year.
But, the Panthers are going to go about 9-8. I mean, we're not talking about some great record here. They play in a bad division. If they didn't play in that division, we wouldn't be talking about this. They played the NFC
we're
West.
Talking,
good for you.
We're talking about a team, though, in Carolina that literally, won, a combined 10 games in 3 years or something? Right? I think Canales is a great coach. He's done a great. He's not going to win Coach of the Year, but he's a great coach.
He's done. I'm not poo-pooing him at all. I just wouldn't put him in the Coach of the Year. He's that next tier down for me. Good coach, but not this year, buddy.
And if you look, Tampa's offense hasn't been the same without him. He was, that's got to be a flag. They just smoked the quarterback out of bounds.
Yeah,
no flag on this? Come on.
It's not way out of bounds, but it's out of bounds.
Wow.
Never mind. That's a yard out. That's got to be a flag.
There's no flag. Look.
Nope.
It was sort of right on the border, like of the side. Let's see. You know what?
The one view they show, he's a yard out. The one view they show from behind, he's a yard out.
Nah, yeah, it's sort of, you know what? His foot was sort of kind of in bounds still. Like, it wasn't blatantly late. It just looked worse because Buddy, the quarterback, went flying into the yardstick.
That guy's penalized, arrested, suspended, and probably jailed.
Oh, NFL. Oh, yeah, that's a big, yeah. Well, you do that in the NFL. But you see in college, it's the one thing with college, Kurtz, they let you get away with a lot more. Like with late hits, scrums after and stuff.
You would think it'd be the other way around, by the way, because these are kids versus professionals. It's just strange. Strange world.
You should see the CFL. Same thing. The CFL, like, they let you, like, do this little extra. Like, the NFL is just, like, the no fun league, right? I mean, it's overly officiated, so to speak.
What are you doing?
On 4th down, too.
He threw the ball up for grabs. The guy actually, his old teammate almost caught it, by the way. Would have been a great weird play.
They just threw it up in the air. He just sort of, I know, he's nearly caught. FIU are in trouble, Kurtz. Their offense just can't get anything going. Like, they got 14 points. One of them was a return. They scored on the first drive. They've done nothing since. This quarterback is terrible. And now UTSA have pretty good field position, getting the football back. In-game total has fallen all the way down to 74.5 right now. I think UTSA are probably going to score again here, but I guess the question is 73.5 now. The question is, if FIU can't start scoring a bit, Kurtz, this total could be in trouble. That's the problem now.
Yeah.
Like, because their offense has hit the wall for real. Like, it's a problem.
You're probably going to need them to double their point total now to get to 72.5. Where are we at? 38. So you need 34 more points. You'll certainly get 20 of that more.
If that kid would have caught that pass, that would have been one of the craziest plays ever. Like, I don't know how the kid threw the ball from his back like that. He's going down.
Did the defender knock it out? Because he got 2 hands on it, but I guess the defender knocked it out from behind because it looked like he could have caught it.
It would have been like a miracle type of crazy type stuff. So, yeah, UTSA, now they're on the move. They're basically a midfield. Total 74.5. They're like 20.5 right now. The hockey game, 2-1. The second period has started in St. Paul in Minnesota. The World Junior Hockey Championships, Canada up 2-1 right now. So we talked about tomorrow's NFL games. Looking at Sunday, Kurtz, Arizona at Cincinnati. The Bengals are laying 7. The total is 53. The Jags are 6-point favorites against Phillip Rivers and the Colts. Total 48.5. Patriots are at MetLife laying 13.5. Total 43. The Saints and Titans. The Saints are 2.5-point road favorites. Total 39.5. Steelers 3-point road favorites at the Browns. Total 34. Seahawks and Panthers. This line surprises me. I like the Panthers plus the points here, guys. The Panthers are 5-2 straight up at home this year, and they're 5-1 as an underdog at home this year. And they've won like 4 of those games outright, like 5 of the games outright. They just won again outright. Like, the Panthers are a good home team, and you're getting 7 points. But Seattle are a good road team, but I think the 7 is too high there. Tampa are laying 6 in Miami, total 44.5. The train wreck for the top pick game, the Giants are 2.5-point favorites in Vegas. Max Crosby and Bowers have been shut down. And then my Buffalo Bills, 1-point favorites, George, against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm surprised about this number. I think people are wondering about Josh Allen, but Josh Allen's going to play in this game.
He's going to play. If it looks like so are the Eagles, A.J. Brown practiced today, but neither one of these teams has much to play for. I mean, you do wonder how it goes. As the game goes on, people do get rested, don't play as many snaps as they should. The quarterbacks, of course, would. Like I said, if I'm Buffalo, James Cook and Allen, you got to be very careful that they're healthy and stay healthy there. I think Cook, by the way, if he plays, should have a big game against the Eagles. The Eagles play the least amount of top boxes as far as full boxes in the NFL. They do not worry about the run; they worry about the pass. So Cook should have a good game here. So I do like James Cook here. But like I said, neither team has much to play for here. So we'll see how that works. I'd be very careful here.
You can't worry about who you're going to play, really, because you can't. You don't really fully control it, but if you're the Bills, we talked about it, they'd be better off being the 5 seed than the 6 or the 7 seed. So I don't think, I don't agree that they don't have anything to play for. The Eagles are going to win their division. It is what it is. Like, they're kind of, they're kind of locked in. So to me, the Eagles could think about their health a little bit, but the Bills have to, keep on winning here. Otherwise, they're going to end up being they'll be the 7th seed, which will not be a fun reality for them. But like I said, George, is really, as it is now, they would play against Jacksonville in the 6-3 matchup, which is a horrible matchup for Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't think
for the first game of the playoffs. No, it's not. And then you got to play them in Jacksonville. And then the game of the day would say is the Bears and the 49ers, where the stakes are massive. So, like, the San Francisco 49ers, guys, they close out the season with 2 home games, and they control their own destiny. So, like, if the 49ers win out, they will be the 1 seed. Therefore, the Super Bowl is in San Francisco this year. The San Francisco 49ers might not have to leave San Francisco again for the rest of the year, Kurtz. That's amazing.
I still think even if they get it, they have to beat Chicago, which, okay, maybe, but then they got to beat Seattle next week as well, which I think is a much tougher matchup for them. That would determine the division, by the way. Seattle is right now a game ahead of them. But even so, I think San Fran is right for one and done in the playoffs.
The Bears, 3-point underdogs on Sunday Night Football.
Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a joke on me, Joe.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Who is that?
Here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Don? Isn't that like the rule of thumb? If you're going to take a quarterback, is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to NAL, money does buy you talent, but it doesn't buy you chemistry, leadership, and wins. Look at St. John's, Kentucky, how they're battling. You need the right mix of experience, youth, and new blood if you're going to really tackle the transfer portal market in NIL and win consistently.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live continues on the SportsGrid Radio and Television Network. I'm Morency, George Kurtz in the house. So the Bears are getting 3 points Sunday Night Football. That's a good game, Kurtz. And listen, San Francisco, people really haven't paid attention to them this year. They've had a ton of injuries, yet all they do is just keep winning football games. But they have had a pretty favorable schedule. So, there's sort of a few teams like this. Like I said, guys, the New England Patriots, they have 2 wins against teams with a winning record this year. The New York Giants have 2 wins against teams with a winning record this year. Like, the Patriots really did play a cupcake schedule. I don't think the Patriots are, invincible or anything like that. I think they're going to get bounced in the playoffs. The Denver Broncos, Kurtz, it's hard to have faith in that offense. It really is. Like, yeah, they win football games, but barely. They have a hard time beating average teams all the time. They've had a lot of, like, crazy comebacks and stuff, so I don't really think, like, Denver, I don't look at Denver as, like, yeah, they're going to the Super Bowl. I think they could, but they have a lot of flaws, specifically their offense. I trust them 49ers more, Kurtz. They've been there. They've done it. Shanahan's a hell of a coach. You know, they simplify things. Their offense is nothing fancy about it, really, but injuries, I mean, if Kittle can't play, moving forward, that would be a problem for them. And if but they're finding ways to win games, Kurtz. This is a big game for them. Like I said, guys, they control their own destiny. They beat Chicago. They beat Seattle. They're the 1 seed in the NFC.
Oh, it's a huge game. Anyway, look, it's a huge game. And they were a lot of fun to watch Monday night against Indianapolis, right? Brock Purdy was hot. And Christian McCaffrey is just, I mean, when this guy plays and he's healthy, he's just dynamic. And the whole offense is through him. He's going to get more than 400 touches this year, which means, by the way, next year in fantasy, man, I have a tough time touching him. Because once again, generally those players, they don't play that well the next year, because they're going to get banged up. But he's having a fantastic season. Shanahan's been great. I mean, listen, there's no Fred Warner, no Bosa, and those are monster losses here. I think it's another team, sort of like New England. You mentioned Denver, and I agree. I don't think any of these teams are going deep into the playoffs. I don't, because I think they'll be better overall teams that they're going to have to play. I also don't think San Fran's going to win this week and next. I think there's a good chance they win Monday night. I think they lose to Seattle last week of the season.
It should be noted, Seattle control their destiny, too. So we're talking about San Francisco, right? Seattle just needs to win out as well, but it's not going to be easy for Seattle to win out. They got to go to Carolina. They got to go to San Francisco. Very difficult, final 2 games of the season for the Seattle Seahawks. And Monday Night Football, you got the Rams laying 8 points against the Falcons. So what are your best bets, Kurtz, in the NFL this week?
Best bets, like I said, I think it's going to be a crazy week here. I truly do. I'm going to have a lot of fun with teasers off and on here. As far as Saturday, I mentioned here, I can't do the under 39.5. I'm going to go
touchdown UTSA. Sorry, just an update here. So touchdown Roadrunners. 30-17 extra point pending. 30-14, excuse me.
Here. I'm going to go teaser.
I'm glad they scored fast here, though, Kurtz. There's $1:17 left. There's enough time for FIU to do something. The question is, can they do it?
Can they
do something? Yeah.
You got 44 points. You need more than 4 touchdowns in the second half. All right, you need 4 touchdowns and something, anything else. So it certainly won't be easy.
Not a bad start for the total, considering one team only has 14 points. It's frustrating from an FIU backer perspective because, like I said, it sucked. We were up 14-0, and then I was thinking, oh, this is great. I mean, the game's going to go over, and we're covering a number here. But at least UTSA are doing their part. And, look, now they got 31 points, guys, in the first half. So we are up to 45 now. So 31-14, $1:17 left in the first half. In-game total is now 76.5. So, sorry, George, go on as far as the NFL.
All right. Tomorrow, I'm going to I'm going to have a teaser in that game, Houston and Chargers. I'm going to bring it down to 33.5, take the over there, and probably take the points as well. We'll juice that up there. Green Bay, Baltimore. I don't know if that's the best bet at all, but I do like the Packers to win that game. I think Sunday we're going to get a fun one. Arizona and Cincinnati, 53.5. I think we're going to get that. It's a beautiful day in Cincinnati, by the way, Sunday. I don't know what's going on here. It's going to be 66 degrees, all right? Whether it's global warming or whatever, but a beautiful day. Joe Burrow is going to light this up. So I'm going to be taking his props as well, both touchdowns. Jamar Chase, I think they're going to go bananas. Jamar Chase didn't have a touchdown last week. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets 2 this week. I like New Orleans Saints. I know we're not going to talk about the Saints in Tennessee, but I like the Saints to beat Tennessee as well here. Shucks played really, really, really good football. I mean, really good football there, I've ever seen. So I'm going to like them to get over. And I think, by the way, I think the Jaguars will officially end the Colts season.
I'll tell you what, too, because you can't think too far ahead and you can never, know if you're going to get a specific player. But a lot of people just sort of think that Arch Manning and the Saints are a perfect fit, right? The Mannings are royalty in Louisiana. And, he could be the face of the Saints, etc. But Shuck has played so well, Kurtz, that now, number one, Arch Manning's not in the draft this year, yet I don't think they'll take a quarterback. They don't need to take a quarterback, right? Shuck has played well enough, and Kellen Moore, Here's another one. I mean, not coach of the year, obviously, but Kellen Moore can coach. Let's give him credit, man. Like the Saints, they compete, man. They don't have a ton of talent. Like they're going to be good in a couple of years. Like he's going to be a good coach, and when they get talent, they're going to be a good team.
Agree on all parts there. Mo's done a great job. Great job. I think you and I thought the Saints may be the worst team in the NFL in August.
Yeah.
All right. And they're not.
I did.
They're not that. I think I believe I did as well. So, and they're not.
I thought they wanted to be the worst team too. I thought they wanted to be the worst. I was like, you know what? We're rebuilding, and no, they compete. They try to win football games. Like they're not tanking. Like that's not a team that's tanking.
Olave. Yeah, we didn't know Olave was going to be this good coming back from the concussions. I believe he was, but he's questionable this week. That might change my opinion, by the way, if he's out. I think he's had a back injury, if I remember. Later to the injury report there for Chris Olave, so keep an eye on that. But he's done a great job, Kellen Moore. And Talashuk, at the very least, Gabe, he deserves another season to see if he can even improve on year one, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not going to be a franchise guy, but I think he can be an NFL quarterback. And you build around the guy with some franchise players, you go from there.
And you can stockpile every other draft pick, so you're not just locked in, we're going to take a quarterback. Man, FIU just going backwards now. All right, here's a little play. They got a first down here, but we got a minute 3. Even a field goal would be nice, man. You can make it 31-17, and then we're only a touchdown away from potentially pushing, actually, after. All right, we'll wrap it up with some best bets on the other side. I'm looking forward to this Clemson-Penn State game in the morning. The Pinstripe Bowl, Yankee Stadium, Kurtz.
Arvel Reese at 8%. I got to tell you right now, I have no idea who that is or if they're playing a Joe Bowman joke.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Who is that?
Here, but I have no idea.
You even know?
But no idea. But don't you have to pick the Heisman winner, Donnie? Isn't that like the rule of thumb if you're going to take a quarterback? Is he not the best quarterback?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to NAL, money does buy you talent, but it doesn't buy you chemistry, leadership, and wins. Look at St. John's, Kentucky, how they're battling. You need the right mix of experience, youth, and new blood if you're going to really tackle the transfer portal market in NIL and win consistently.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circa Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
The Chicago Blackhawks of the National Hockey League are now official partners with Kalshi. It takes effect this week. Each side can use the other's intellectual property for co-marketing purposes, and Kalshi will be promoted during home games at the United Center and on Blackhawks broadcasts. First of its kind, certainly probably not the last as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
You know, I don't mind bitching at the referee if you're right about something, but I hate it. You see this in the NBA. The Lakers are the kings of this, where the Lakers, like Luka and LeBron, are the worst out in the NBA. Where like LeBron will literally like slap a player in the back of the head, and he'll get called for a foul, and he'll be like, "What? What did I do?" And he'll actually argue with the referee for like a minute about it. Like, I don't understand why the UTSA coach was, like, bitching so much about the penalty being called. It's like, dude, it's like the third time you've hit the quarterback on the sideline. They finally called it. And they, and UTSA were all mad about it, Kurtz, but they finally called the penalty. Well, I'm hoping we can squeeze a field goal out. But I'll tell you, college kickers, just like, NFL kickers are an adventure. College football, you never know, right? They can shank it, he can make it. So you never fully know. So, Kurtz, big day of NHL hockey tomorrow. What are your best bets in the NHL? What are you looking at tomorrow?
It's 113 against Tampa Bay. They always beat Tampa Bay, it seems like. I'll take the Panthers there as well. Later on at night here, I'm going to take I mentioned the other day with you and Wetzel, you just don't make money betting against Colorado. And Vegas hasn't played. I know they won the other day 7-2 against whatever, like San Jose. But they haven't been the same team as late either. I'll take the Colorado Avalanche even at minus 144.
So we had Paul Stone on earlier. Thanks to Paul for joining us. He liked the Pittsburgh Panthers in the morning. Laying 10.5 points against East Carolina, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Early start on the West Coast, 8 a.m. We'll be on live with Cam Stewart at noon Eastern tomorrow. And as I say, you got the Pinstripe Bowl, Kurtz, which is pretty cool. They got the bowl game at Yankee Stadium, some football at Yankee Stadium.
Not the same, though. Yankee Stadium, it's not the same Yankee Stadium. You know what I mean? That's where Yankee Stadium really meant to be when it was the old stadium, not the new stadium now. They've been around for about 16 years. I guess it's not so new anymore. By the way, Peter Sikora, not that Peter Sikora, scores for Czech. They're now up 3-2 over Canada.
Oh, the new Peter Sikora.
Spelled a little differently. S-I, not S-Y.
All right. So look, how about that? 3.5 goal underdogs, guys. Winning the game outright. I'm telling you, Kurtz, the Czech Republic have beaten Canada the last 2 years in this tournament, right? Like, the Czech Republic are a good hockey nation. I mean, it's like we said earlier. Like, they're usually really good defensively. They always have good goalies and stuff. I'm surprised it's it is junior hockey. Junior hockey's a little higher scoring than the NHL as a whole. But the Czechs are really bringing it tonight, Kurtz. 3-2, winning the game outright. Pressure on the Canadians.
Yeah, listen, I'll take the free job. That's chicken parm money tomorrow if it stays whole, right? I'll take my chicken parm money and go there.
Chicken parm money. The game's a pick-em now. The game's a pick-em now. You got Canada minus 118, and I think Canada's going to win, guys. They're only down by 1. We saw it last time the Czech Republic took the lead. Canada scored immediately, or when the Czech Republic tied it, Canada scored right after. I know they've hit the wall a little bit. They haven't scored, and they've been outscored 2-0 in the period, Kurtz. But my personal opinion is I think Canada minus 118. I mean, dude, they were like minus 750 favorites or 800 favorites in this game. Now you're getting them at minus 118.
Listen, you know my feeling. I think Canada's the better team as well here. I just like getting me 3.5 goals to Czechs. I'm going to take that. I don't mind going in on Canada, and maybe I'll risk my chicken parm money, and we'll see if we get steak tomorrow instead of filet mignon.
Yeah. And listen, I don't like middling or hedging, but, whatever, dude. We'll have the Czech Republic at plus 3.5 and Canada money line suddenly, right? The total is now 8.5. So as I stated, we're going to be on tomorrow with our crew. Some of the guests, I'm not sure if Coach Bowden is going to join us. I think he is, but I'm not type sure. But we're going to have our cast of characters tomorrow. But the holidays, right? It is the holiday week this evening. Like tonight and this week, etc. Coming off the Christmas celebration of yesterday. We're still feeling it. We got into the spirits a bit last night, Kurtz. All right, now we're paying the price for it. Now we're paying the price for it. Penn State and Clemson, though. I'm really looking forward to this game, actually. I'm taking Clemson, right? We're in on Clemson. You look at Penn State, you got a bunch of million players are leaving. You got the interim coach waiting for Campbell to come in. At least we got Dabo Sweeney, and at least we got Cade Klubnik at quarterback as well. So give me the Clemson Tigers on the money line. Merry Christmas, Kurtz. Happy holidays. Thanks to everybody in Master Control. Shout out to our boy Vinny. Merry Christmas. We'll see you in the morning. Other than that, you're on your own.